Definitely, definitely.
Yep.
Before you share your screen, just let me know and I will make you the host with all the rights and everything. And I think that we are live right now. So I want to welcome all those who are watching us in YouTube and who will be also watching after the live stream, the recorded version. And of course, I welcome our amazing participants today. All of you know already Ralph Gertes, CEO and founder, co-founder at Scaleswap Launchpad. Hi, Ralph.
Hello to all.
Hi,
Glad
Ralph.
to be here. Hi, Joe.
And we have here very special guest for the very special AMA session. Today, we have the founder and CEO at Edge Video Startup, Joe Ward. Hi, Joe.
Hey.
And the Edge Video Startup, today in the AMA session, we will learn more about this, but this is not the typical pre-IDO AMA. This is AMA to introduce to our community Edge Video, to learn more about all the aspects of amazing watch to earn concept, which is really sounds like big innovation in this sector, and to prepare you for the community voting, because Edge Video is considered to be a great candidate for the acceleration program by Scaleswap, which means that Scaleswap will not only host the IDO, but also support the project in the pre-IDO preparation in different aspects. And Ralph today will elaborate a bit more on this. But of course, before going into details, Joe, this is your few minutes to explain properly what is Edge Video about to all the community members and your future backers, your future supporters, your future investors who don't know about Edge Video yet. So what is it?
Yeah, so thanks very much, Nelly and Ralph. This has been an exciting journey you're taking us on. Edge Video is here to really revolutionize the way that video is engaged with and viewed by the audience by dramatically changing the live video experience. And we're doing that by being specialists in edge computing and decentralized broadcasting of video, bringing together the artificial intelligence on top of our decentralized broadcasting, and on top of that, full Web3 for watch to earn, and also tag to earn and own to earn with NFTs. So we are changing the way that the video is being experienced by using the watch to earn to be able to pay people for engaging in live video as it happens. So today I'm going to show you why that's important and what it looks like in reality right here and now, because whilst we're new to Scaleswap and the token's not listed yet, we're not a startup. We're a very well-funded project before this. So we're really excited by it. We're a full Web3 video network now.
Perfect. And yeah, it's obvious that you are a video guy, because even on the background, you have video constantly displayed, right? On your
I mean, because we're doing customer calls. You know, we're not, I literally just had a call before this one on Zoom with one of the top 4 TV networks in America. And they have TV stations all across the country. And they're all looking for the same thing, which is, you know, how do they get their audience, the revenue per user up? And when you show them what we're doing, the fact that it's just smart and it pays people and it's full Web3 is just something that's just so far ahead of where they are. And you know, we're a patented platform, so it's always here, you know, running, so that we can just show them it just never stops.
If you want to share your screen, you can definitely do it. You have all the rights right now in Zoom.
Okay, well, let's have a look. So the headline here is that about watch to earn. And so watch to earn is really a radical transformation in the way that the economics model works. And talking to these people, you know, in the TV sector, they will talk to you in this language. They'll say things like analog dollars or digital pennies. In the old school, they didn't get much money. They got a lot of money from television viewers, but online on the internet, they don't get much at all. So we're taking it taking them through this journey. So whereas the difference here is that as a Web3 video network, this is digital dollars. This is different. This is a lean back, it's a smart experience, and we can do watch to earn. And so this is really powerful because you can lean back and you can be paid for watching and engaging in content. So if you're watching, the news, or if you're tagging someone to become an NFT, if you own an NFT, if you click on something, if you're sharing content, sharing content is probably the biggest driver of the token price. And but anyway, instead of just looking at a still screen, why don't we just rip into it, because it's live. It's an exciting experience, I think, and the reaction that we get from people is really, really phenomenal. So here is that I'm on the Edge site, and I actually have multiple channels in here. So if I do a little search here, I can say, well, let's go to Biz TV. And so what's Biz TV doing? Okay, well, it says that Samuel K series is coming up. So this is a live feed. I can't control it. Samuel Case is live here. I can click on notify. So notify is allowing me now to have the system reach out to me in the live stream, and it will notify me when Samuel Case is now live. This is live right now. This is in production. Now, down below here is probably one of the most exciting parts of this, which is if I have my MetaMask connected, so I'll just disconnect it. And down below here, you can see, so I can see here, it says about Edge Video. And see down here, Nelly, where it says connect wallet. Can you see that? And it says, okay, I'm going to connect my wallet, and I need to switch the network, and boom, I am up and running. And so now we are doing a live watch to earn experience. And so down the bottom right here, you can see that I have my estimated ETH tokens. So the ETH tokens is called the Edge activity token, and it's working on what level of engagement I'm running right now in order to be able to achieve earning tokens this month. In our tokenomics, we have 4.1 million tokens per month that we give out, and 2 million of those go to watch to earn, and the rest is in other 2 is in tag to earn and own to earn the NFTs. So we have our live score, we have our live rank score. So the combination of these things, currently I have a balance of 46.75, or I can go to my MetaMask wallet and I can see my tokens up here. So it is a real change, and it's a change for the better, because really television has stalled. And so, yeah, it's fun, it's interesting. But if I want to drive the token price up, I can share this channel and then have my friends watch it. And because my friends are watching it, there's more advertising revenue. So therefore, it's coming back to me. Yeah, so we're having a lot of fun. I think it's a global game changer. So I'll come back to the demo as we need to, as probably with some questions. But so if you look at this experience here, the Edge AI video player is what's driving all this. And the real-time ticker down below is where I'm getting my crypto. You can see here my wallet and my clickable profiles. Beyond this, the personalities that we have in the network, we have 350,000 people that we can identify in the network now. Now, we want our token holders to help us grow that. And so we have an automated way, because we've automated a lot of that. But there's still people that need to be manually tagged, just like if you use an app and like Waze and things like that, and you can say, hey, yes, this is a speed trap or whatever. Here, I can manually tag people. So if I want to go back to the experience here, and I can say, okay, connect my wallet, I'll switch back to the live network, and I'll click on AI tagging. And then so as I'm working on, as I'm looking at different stations, the box comes up, and when people's face appear, I can tag them, and then that's a future NFT. So, except there's no people live at the moment, so I've got to try and find someone who's live. So we can find a person. There we go. Oh, he's already tagged. So, but yeah, I can tag them, and yeah, and so you can also see here it says coming up next, so it also knows who's coming up next in the live stream. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, we are just rocking and rolling, and so this is so our NFTs, they're called faces, but they are not artwork. So our NFTs are the right to earn tokens when the AI system sees that face and then the owner gets paid in tokens. So if you own Elon Musk, the more he appears on any channel, the more you're going to get paid. So how cool is that? And so if you want to drive up the price of your NFT, well, then you can share it with your friends, and then your NFT will be detected more because more people are watching it. So it's a big change. And so the presentation you're seeing here is the presentation I just gave to the big US company. So it's a revenue share model. So if they're getting between $6 and $15 is CPMs in terms of ad revenue, well, we're charging them $2 in cash and fiat, and we're allowing one of those dollars, we pass it on to the viewers. And so the token's growing in price. The token holders are incentivized to grow the tokens, the price that they've earned, and all supported by Polygon, who's just announced a small investment in the platform. So nice to have their support. So if you're a TV publisher, you want to use a code snippet to upgrade to Watch to Earn TV, you can do that. Or if you wanted to move to the Edge AI, we can give you an embed code and you can put that on your site. Or we have our site for the token holders called Earnify. So Earnify is our token site that's going live. It's already in testing. I'm actually demoing it to you now. And it has all of the channels combined in one site. So I use it now all the time. I use it for Euronews, one of our stations on the network. So when Mark Rutte is here in the Netherlands is live, I get a notification and Earnify tells me when he's live. So we have our own artwork generator, which I think is super cool. I used it on my profile. So the personalities, as they get converted, they go through our artwork engine, and that creates an NFT, which is on OpenSea. And so we wrap these individual NFTs into TV channel collections. And that, I think, is a huge differentiator. And that's what the TV stations are looking for, is give us something to differentiate ourselves. So Viz TV. And these guys bought $125,000 in our tokens, and in return gave us a year of online of TV in America across 30 or so TV stations. So they're using our token and we're using it back. So it's full utility where they can be promoting this. So the utility is huge. I mean, you can get paid ETH to watch, share, stream, tag, own. Holders can spend ETH on products. Publishers like those guys can buy ETH to do advertising, and affiliates. So the celebrities who appear on the channels are also being told about this now. So we're going to give them affiliate fees for promoting it on their Twitter account. So why now? Well, I think this is a really incredible time because play to earn games have absolutely nailed it, and they've shown that the gaming space has changed forever. And so watch to earn in television is a natural extension. We just happen to be out there with the ability to do it better because we have an edge computing network. The digital pennies problem remains unresolved. The revenue per user on the internet for live TV stations is low, and we want to build it back up to be high, digital dollars. Since COVID, the live stream market has exploded even further, like a 5-year acceleration. Cookies are on the way out. That's another huge aspect of what we're doing. So if cookies die, then we know more about the end viewer because of the notifications in the wallet and being full Web3, having the AI looking at their preferences. So that's a new way of thinking about understanding the end viewer. And the TV channels are looking for a path to leverage Web3 in crypto. You tell a TV station that's a mum and dad station in Arizona, hey, your online presence could be moved to Web3, and we can move your viewing up by 10x per user. That's easy change for them. And look at our traction. Look at our traction. But we have a contract for 300 TV channels that we are onboarding as fast as we possibly can. So we announced Biz TV and Ski TV. So onboarding a channel for us now is get the HLS stream, put it on, and look at their personalities, start the AI learning and build the database. So the 350,000 people comes from here. Euronews, Bloomberg Television, and then we have more coming. And so, you know, we can keep announcing them at the pace we need to. And I think this is fantastic because this is what token holders want to see too, is they want to see progress. They want to see results. And, you know, we're not building infrastructure for, hey, later in 2023, you know, come to us, you know, when we're ready. Like, we need you guys now. We need token holders. We want feedback. We want engagement. We want to give you tokens, and we want you guys to help drive up our price. We're going to keep onboarding these channels. A little bit about myself, 33 years in tech. I'm a top IP strategist in the States. That's how I got the patents that drive all this. I've raised over $100 million, had 2 exits and 1 IPO. Our CTO is one of the best people, probably the best person I've ever worked with. He has a computer science degree and advanced systems engineer. He's an edge networking specialist and a blockchain tokenomics specialist. We also have a great developer, Brian, who's a blockchain developer as well. And Sam Bergstrom is an IP and compliance. And so he's working hard with us on extending our IP portfolio. So really, really game-changing kind of stuff. Our advisory board is my personal network. I mean, let's just put it that way. So Sudhir is from Intel Capital. Jason is the executive director of the Streaming Video Alliance. Richard Untrup is the most active advisor. He's the former MD of Verizon 5G and edge computing. Ralph Jacob just announced his involvement in Edge Video. He has got a giant list of things to do. He is the former CEO of Verizon Media in America, the second largest CDN in the States that carries the majority of video traffic, now actively involved with us. Tom Link, our playout provider, Alex Duca, our ex-Citibank, Howard Gould, the specialist media advisor, and Luke Gaydon in the UK, ex-Brightcove. Now, just before we get into the tokenomics, this is our plan. I mean, it's if I look at the Theta network, I think they've done a great job, even though they don't own the IP for the streaming. But we own those patents, and that's a good thing. But it took them 32 months to get from 0 to 500 million market cap. And the live peer, similar situation, but it took them 24 months. So they launched a little bit later, but took them less time to get to 500 million market cap. AOS, 7 months. So the live streaming space is being validated ahead of us. And so Edge, how long will it take us to get to a 500 million market cap? Well, to be honest, as the acceleration program goes, that's Scaleswap's problem. So we just deliver the channels. But seriously though, we're doing watch to earn. You know, we've got the peer-to-peer video streaming, which I'll do a quick demo of. We have the Edge AI player. We have the whole package. And so that is the goal. Our list of things that we've achieved so far is here on the screen. The network, the funding, the live streaming, the player, the facial recognition, the channels to market contract, the Earnify site, the 100,000 personalities, the Edge Video utility clearance, legal clearance, first deployments live in production on websites, a global advisory board, moving to 250,000 plus personalities, selling our token as for advertising, 10,000 social following, the EAT token ready to roll, the Earnify TV, and now exchange listings, social following expansion to 250,000. My goal is I'd like to see 50 channels on the network, and I'd like to be at $1 token price. Our differentiation is our IP, our real-time overlay engine, and our networking. Simple as that. Our investors are Acceleration Bay in Silicon Valley and Polygon. And yeah, so this is who we are. This is what we're doing. And we've, you know, I think we're having some fun. And if you've got any questions, just let me know.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Joe. It really looks mind-blowing. And I believe that the setup that you've just presented looks already stronger than a lot of projects that were launched already on the market during 2021. So that is really beautiful. I'm sincerely impressed. And speaking about questions, I see quite a lot of questions in our live chat and YouTube, and there were also questions about your competitors, but you just showed the competitive landscape slide, yeah, and explained briefly, but maybe one more time, elaborate a little bit more stronger on the differentiation of Edge Video in comparison with AIOZ, Veracity, and others.
Yeah, so I mean, the AI is interesting, right? Because there's a lot of AI available already out in the market. So we're more using our networking capability to deploy the AI. That was so we didn't need to build that. What's special is our edge computing network and also our ability to learn what a face looks like, because each face is not just one facial recognition. We can have around 30 or so descriptors of each of those faces. Of one face. And so like this guy here on the screen, Dan Celia, he has 28,000 followers. He's becoming an NFT. We probably have 25 angles of his face that the system has learned. And so the big differentiator for us is very much around our focus on AI and our focus on watch to earn.
Okay, so you are the only one among all these companies who really introduce crypto approach and token economy to this new sector.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's Theta is doing a good job. I mean, they do have some rewards mechanisms. They don't do the edge AI like we do. They don't. Obviously, we own the patents for streaming, but our focus is that next level. But we're also taking it at scale to the mass market TV channels. But the thing that Theta Token has done is they have their own protocol and their own their own chain. Whereas I didn't believe that was the right thing to do. Our CTO didn't believe that. We're actually on Polygon because it allows for micropayments being very low gas fees, and so we believe that that was not something that we needed to rebuild.
Okay, one of our users, Love for You, is asking, with the nick Love for You, is asking in the live chat, the biggest challenge for any video streaming technology is bandwidth and network speed. How does your project handle this, and how does it changes user experience?
Yeah, the best thing to do is probably just let them try it out. So if you go to our website, and you'll click on network, and then you can see here, see where it says the decentralized broadcasting. So if you click on that, and then there's a link here to the demo. And so the reason why
it's worth continuing with diplomacy. And what's interesting is the Russians seem to think the same.
And so here I've actually had, you can see here, for example, I'm doing peer-to-peer streaming. And the peer-to-peer streaming, what it does is it dramatically reduces the load on the server. And so with one of the tests that we have in our white paper, we took 136 gigabytes and reduced it down to 400 meg. So if you think about that, what a difference that makes. And so all the edge endpoints are streaming to each other. And as a matter of fact, I'll just show you here. So here I'm going to click on 5. So you can see here it says 4 screens and 1 connection. If anyone's live now, you're welcome to add some connections and you can see it. But if I click on 5, what it's actually doing here is that it's enabling me to do another 5 connections. I'm supposed to do them all at once. Oh, I'm getting a pop-up blocked. So, and then I'll just try 5. So there we go. So it's just added another 5 connections. And so now what's happening is the network is building, and they're all my tabs are now streaming to each other. Pretty phenomenal stuff. So whether it's live video or artificial intelligence, because AI doesn't scale on servers, because AI is designed to grow, as it learns. And so here we can just keep pushing it out to the edge.
So does it mean your player can work with high resolution videos and not high resolution videos on the same speed, same level? It does not affect anything.
No, I mean, it's all about being able to use the physics that's available at the edge. And so, I started off my career as a network engineer, doing Novell servers and TCP/IP and Cisco, and I've been very conscious of this, and that's why I fell in love with the architecture of decentralized streaming and bought the patents, because you can push it to the max at the edge.
Wow. Okay. Ralph, what do you think? Do you have any questions?
I think there was also one more question from the community, which is maybe also interesting for a lot of others. It's also from the same user, by the way. Since your technology is using AI for face detection, how do you manage the privacy issues, and what mechanisms you have in place to detect deep fake content?
So at the moment, we don't have any mechanisms yet to detect deep fakes. But on the privacy side, we only deal with publicly available information.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for example, like the majority of the faces that we have at the moment on the platform,
Mm-hmm.
we're able to connect to a TV channel. We looked at who they follow publicly, no one private. So we don't do any logins. We looked at that, we scanned that, we're able to scan it and then create a facial ID from all the publicly available info on Twitter, and then and do it that way. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want to be seen, and so we can focus on them.
Right, right. And regarding the timing, so basically, let's say if fundraising, marketing, social media publicity, etc., if this is done, you could also immediately more or less go live on mainnet, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is also very, very special, let's say. Most projects are still in development and have quite a path to go. So therefore, it's also a special acceleration. So it's not an acceleration because of the product. Product exists and is working. Acceleration is in this case, and it's always very tailored, you know, from project to project. Yeah. And here it's more the strategic aspects. On the one hand, advisory and going fine-tuning maybe token economics, token metrics. Also, according to the current market conditions, this always plays also a certain role. Jointly also fine-tuning the plan for marketing, looking at the community development is going in the right direction until the IDO.
Yeah.
Connecting you with the right partners, so service providers, but also influencer, KOLs that are not, let's say, that are specifically, let's say, coming also from the blockchain crypto IDO world. Yeah, connecting also to backers. That's definitely also part of our acceleration program. And I think these are the main points. And due to the fact that after the acceleration program, there's naturally the IDO also on Scaleswap as the last step before listing on exchanges. And so therefore, it's today also the first time that we are doing a pre-acceleration AMA, and it's directly followed by our DAO community voting. Yes. So it's the first time that we do that, but as we said from the beginning that we want to be as decentralized as possible. Yeah, it's the voice of the, you also in other areas, you say the voice of the customer, here's the voice of the community that counts. So this is very important to Scaleswap, but also to Joe and Edge Video, that the resonance is there, the interest, and therefore this AMA. One more question.
Just underline what Ralph has said, guys. You've heard Ralph. After this AMA session, we will launch another DAO community voting on Scaleswap. And please share your opinion, vote. You will find the link in our Telegram channel after this AMA is finished. please spend a minute, take time, analyze the project, and vote. Share your opinion with us on what do you think of Edge Video, and what is our community stakeholders' decision about that. Yeah, sorry, Ralph, for interrupting.
A very good point, and I want to emphasize on one thing because it's different to the other community DAO votings. We are asking our community that you focus on a little bit different aspects, you know, not looking at the details, or if also not in every detail at token metrics, for example, or at how many followers does the project have. You know, these are all factors that are very important if a project is immediately launching the IDO. But in a case like Edge Video, which is get on the path, let's say, to be getting into our acceleration program, it's far more important that you analyze the potential, the team, the technology, if you think that there is a need in the market for that, and if you are convinced that Edge Video can execute, you know. So these are more the basic principles that you should consider in the voting, and not the details, because the details are exactly what we are planning to enhance and support in our acceleration program. So therefore, a little bit different mind shifting for the DAO voting. Please keep that in mind. I also wanted to ask you one more question, if it's also planned that you integrate with live streaming on social media like YouTube, if this is also on the horizon. I think this is also a very hot topic.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, the goal, Ralph, is to pay people to watch YouTube. Yeah. And so where we can start with that is by paying people for tagging. Mm-hmm. And the strategy there in the roadmap is to have a Google Chrome extension. And so it'll be looking at what's going through, what people are watching. Mm-hmm. And then so like it here is the bottom, even though, so this is watching an ad now, so it's paying, you can pay me more, but it will pay people to watch YouTube. And then through our contacts through our advisory board, they've already suggested that we should go talk to Google, but also Twitter Live too. You know, so I mean, I spent 12 years in Silicon Valley. My network's very strong. So when we're ready, I can reach out to the right people, and just keep going. I mean, this is the network effect, you know, about to commence, you know, in TV. We are first, you know, we're going to nail all the big live channels. If there are 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10 players in the TV space globally that do watch to earn, tag to earn, own to earn, well, we certainly want to be number one. But I don't think that it's ever going to stop, you know, because it's all about the participation model. And so token holders for us, the reason why we're going through the acceleration program and, you know, leveraging the ScaleSwap experience and capabilities is because we want that first 10, 100 token holders making money with our tokens. We want, you know, when whoever participates first is going to get a huge allocation, you know, in terms of, you know, participating in watch to earn. And so, and we want the feedback. And so, you know, get people listening and streamline a couple of things and get them testing and just have some fun, because this has been a long time coming. And, you know, between us and the community and ScaleSwap, I want to get to that dollar token price, and, you know, I want to get there at a reasonable, you know, speed, not too fast, not too slow, but, you know, an unstoppable rate.
Unstoppable sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, especially the volatility, right? It's like, well, there's so much volatility around, but if you're connecting the Web3 project to live ad revenue and to live users, it doesn't matter if the market's going up or down. We can keep going up as long as we manage it correctly.
Absolutely. And after having several calls now also with Joe, I can assure our community that there is definitely enough energy, enthusiasm, and motivation with Joe and the whole team. So these guys are really on fire. So but this is important, you know. You need to have that enthusiasm, and you need to believe 200% in your idea, in your product. That's a key success factor, not only for the short term but also for the long run.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. It's one of those things. I've only seen this happen once before in my 30+ years in tech, and it is really exciting. And so the energy that we're putting into it just keeps giving back to.
Joe, we have much more questions that I could even expect since we announced this AMA session not long ago in the live chat. So Martin is asking, is it legal at all to use the AI on faces and deploying it for basically financial gain and commercial use without informed consent from the actual person who is on this image?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why we have our own full-time legal counsel, an IP guy who's also doing our patents, and there's absolutely no problems with that. If someone was a private citizen and didn't want to be seen, then that's different. But we're just reorganizing publicly available information, just like YouTube does or Google does.
So your legal counsel is sure that there is no concern regarding this. Everyone can buy, or anyone can buy, the NFT of Elon Musk, as you said, and then earn every time someone when he appears on the video.
That's right, because it's clearly identified on the NFT that we're not selling artwork, and so the it's not even derivative works; it's original works. That the files, the binary files, AI descriptors are ours, and they're generated from externally publicly available information. And so, yeah, it's certainly disruptive. I get that, but it's completely fine to do it.
Cool. So actually, Ralph, be aware, since you are a public person and very often speaking in different conferences and interviews on behalf of Scaleswap, someone can buy your NFT also, yes, and earn every time you appear in the video.
I think they will still be pretty poor for a certain time. But it would be an honor that someone has my NFT. So
I think I might try and buy that one.
Sorry?
I might try and buy that one. You can buy it back off me.
Another legal related question from user with nickname Smoke Machine. How did you manage to patent the open source technologies?
We didn't patent it in the beginning. So it was patented by the Boeing company in the US, the aircraft manufacturer. I raised $15 million and bought the patents from them in 2015, recognizing that the only company around that figured out how to do broadcasting on an edge network where the network could self-heal and self-organize. And there wasn't anyone else that had done it at the time. And they built it for their own purposes at Boeing because no one could solve that problem. So it ended up becoming an IP, sort of specialist as a result of that. Yeah, so we bought the patents and then and worked forward from there, but it was quite a few years ago.
Clear. Another question from the community. If we want to use Edge Video to watch, to earn, to buy NFTs, etc., do we have to pass the verification and KYC procedure? So can we use it anonymously?
No, you can use it anonymously. Just connect your wallet and go.
Awesome. Yeah, another question from Smoke Machine again. If Edge Video will also work in other non-English speaking countries, for example, will it work with the Russian content?
Yes.
Well,
we've got a big request from the Philippines right now. It is a huge big deal. And so it hasn't been one concern at all. We certainly had to ask the question, but hey, this could go in a lot of different directions, but multilingual is a problem that's been solved by others.
What is also an interesting question from the channel. Was is there any way to cheat the system, you know, with any kind of bots or with any kind of whatever measurements? I'm not an expert in that, but took you according measurements, let's say, that also the right people are earning, let's say, from watching and tagging?
It's a very good question, because it's a big problem now in advertising, where bots are really just spinning up ad costs when there's nobody there. It is also a problem for us, but it's significantly less because the connecting the MetaMask wallet dramatically reduces the amount of bots that can be hitting the network. And so that's a very good first step. And the next step is that we have tokenomics in place anyway, so that only a certain number of tokens can be released. And then we have a compartmentalized across different areas, which I won't go into. So we have passed the stage of figuring out how to reduce our risk dramatically, so that there's no one big thing that could really hurt it. Certainly, it's the first thing that comes up often, which is, or what if I just open 6, MetaMasks, and have 6 streams running at the same time? Well, one of the features of the watch to earn is watching video unmuted, and so the sound is on, so that pays triple what it pays. So if I unmute it,
off, the straight might not be good anyway. If his opponent
now I'm
had 2
earning more
spades,
tokens.
but Adam is going to make the call.
Adam's going to make the call, apparently. So, sorry, got distracted. So watching it. So yeah, it certainly has been something we've had to think through.
So when it is unmuted, you can earn 3 times more.
I think that's about right. Yeah, and we can adjust it for different situations. Like one of the TV stations asked us, could we figure out how to pay more at certain times of the day? Things like that. So we haven't implemented that yet, but these are the types of things that are coming our way now, which is really good stuff, because these small changes make a big change to the economics.
Wow, but that opens crazy opportunities actually also for additional revenue streams, advertising, and so on and so forth. Did you consider this in your model?
Yeah, I mean that's the area. That's why we're just trying to keep it contained and get the token holders on, because there's so many different ideas that come from rebuilding the core, of moving from Web 2 to Web 3 and knowing all this stuff. Like, for example, with the AI, well, we can plug in another module, into the network, which is looking at the products. And so therefore we can say, oh, hey, we've just detected, this is a new webcam. And so let's make it clickable, just like I can click on the profiles here. So you can say, hey, there's Adam Guy, and I can click on that. And then here's his Twitter profile. And I can follow him, or I can tweet to him live. But there can also be a product. And then Nelly, the advertising side of it is huge, because you think about, like, if someone's in a live stream, well, then you can dynamically pick an ad out, the ad that follows that person. For example, you've had Djokovic in Australia, who's Serbian, and people are following that. Well, maybe every time he's live, would follow up with a tennis ad, things like that.
There was also, I think you already got from the community a collaboration proposal.
Oh, good.
So,
send them my way.
Someone who is into also in a similar tech direction, where you detect also the emotions via webcam or stuff like this.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
in the future, this might be, if the user is accepting it, that he is recorded and analyzed, from that emotional perspective. I think this could open up additional fantastic possibilities, right?
Except in poker, because if I look at this guy's face, he's covering it.
Exactly, he's clever.
So easy. But no, that's absolutely true. I mean, just the same way down here, I can do a live search, and if I just type in L, I can just see, okay, well, who's live now? Okay, there's Lynn Gilmartin. So I just clicked on that, Lynn, and there she is live. Well, I'm doing a search inside the live stream for a live person. She happens to be Australian, by the way. But what about searching for an emotion? I want to search for happiness.
Absolutely, and theoretically, the system could also determine your favorites. You don't need to click a like, because if you have a positive facial expression, I think the system could automatically determine what would be interesting for you to watch, or which
in reverse,
which people are interesting for you. Because normally, if you're looking like that, you don't want to see that person again who is at the moment on screen. So this could be some further evolutionary steps, right, on the path.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we're looking for too, is just because those changes for us now are not a step change; they're just an incremental change. We just add more tech onto the engine, because the engine's running live, and we have the buffer that works. We can work up and down the buffer. So if someone misses something, we can rewind. But really, it's about those plugins that plug it onto the network, like we've already done, facial detection, OCR. But when you add those plugins on, well, it multiplies the experience. I mean, when we went from facial detection to OCR on top of that, which reads the screen, so we can say, hey, that is that person, it multiplied our results dramatically. But then if we had the emotion like that user's talking about, future token holder, is very powerful. But we're very excited about a lot of this, and so that's why we need to start hiring, and we need to start expanding, because we're onto something that's completely game changing, but it's here and now.
Absolutely. There is also one question regarding fundraising. What is your fundraising goal?
Oh yes. So here's one I prepared earlier. This is actually available on the system on the site. So the fundraising goals that we've worked on with Scaleswap and InMind is we have 1 billion tokens. We're doing a seed round of 500,000, and then we're doing a public round or a private round of the VCs and some others of 6 million. And then a public IDO of 500,000.
So guys, I know that among our community members, there are also investors and representatives of different crypto funds. Pay attention, and if you are interested to explore, contact us, and we will give you more information and discuss.
Yep, I mean, it is a phenomenal opportunity, and our goal is, to get from that, from 3.5 cents to 5 cents, which is the public round, and obviously to get to, 50 cents within, 12 months if possible. Hopefully we can beat that plan, get it to 6 months. But it is a very simple plan, which is, add more TV channels, number one, and on top of that, innovate. So innovate with the Chrome extension so you can watch YouTube. Innovate with smart TV apps. That's a big one, because that's the majority of the TV stations are now watching it on the smart TVs. Innovate with the mobile apps. So just those 2 layers of business development and engineering. And Scaleswap is really important to us, because the tokenomics it needs to have the price rising, because the viewers need to see, hey, yesterday I got $1 worth of tokens, but now it's worth hopefully more. And so we've done some good work there with Pavel at Scaleswap to get this tokenomics right.
I believe your tokenomics looks very balanced, because also you have not a huge difference between seed and public round. Therefore, there is no huge incentive for seed investors to cash out early once you go public. There is also quite same investing period for both seed and private, and reasonable unlock, just 5%. I'm sure that among the people who are watching us, a lot of them, they really understand the basics of the tokenomics and whether it is balanced or not. We receive in our Telegram chat a lot of very smart comments regarding each and every project launching on Scaleswap, where they analyze it, dig into details. So guys, let us know what do you think as well. And also, Joe, right now you are based in Netherlands. And for example, Martin is asking, besides the US, you have chosen the Netherlands as the base of operations. Can you explain the reason behind this? I already know the answer, and Ralph as well, but can you please elaborate it for the community?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was living in Silicon Valley for 12 years. It's just a personal reason. With COVID, I couldn't renew my visa, and I'm a Dutch citizen, Dutch Australian citizen. And I had this opportunity and said, well, actually, Europe is a great place because, you know, the US is not a good place for the token, but it's a great place because my network's all there. So I ended up with a good balance, and here I am.
So sounds like a good decision. We are happy that you are here in Europe, not far away from us.
I'm happy too. I'm looking forward to getting on the road and bringing you some flowers, Nelly, and bringing Ralph some beers.
Sounds
very
perfect.
sweet of you, or maybe vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe, you know, since you lived 12 years in Silicon Valley, you know that very often traditional VC capitalists, they ask the question, how do you envision your company in 5 years' time? In crypto, the speed is much faster, yeah. But I still would like to ask this question: how do you envision your company in a couple of years' time? So
I'd like to be at the Theta token level. You know, I know that they're better in some areas, but I think we're better in others too. I think my vision's better. I would like to be, you know, at that, you know, $2-3, you know, token price. Number one. But number two is that I want to look back at the network, and I want the network to have this capability where it can get smarter and cheaper with more viewers, and the network that's doing that, I think, is a big deal, and smarter because we've got more AI being pushed out to the edge, and it's getting cheaper because of our live streaming and our patented, you know, relaying and edge computing is just getting more out of the viewers and doing it that way. So I would like to see the token price obviously at a decent valuation, and also want to look back and say, hey, look at the first 10, the first 100, you know, token holders, and look at their stories, and then also look at the transformation, the network effect in the TV community. And to be honest, I mean, a lot of the people I talk to and I see in the media space, a lot of them are going to end up having to change their business if they're in business, because the Web3 is it. And so I want to own that space.
So how do you think in a couple of years' time, is it achievable that in majority of TV sets, we will have an Edge video application already installed, so everyone can use it not only from the computer, but also from the big TV?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it can be in the smart TV apps, or it could be in Roku or the Amazon platforms. It's all written to be, you know, dropped into existing applications. So we definitely are there to be adapted. We also have on the roadmap it's called the X-Ray API, so that you can actually access the network through the API and use AI, use watch to earn, tag to earn, and own to earn through the API mechanism.
And one addition here. So one of the big players of smart TVs, Samsung, also announced that the next generation will have NFT marketplaces already included in the smart TV.
Yeah.
So there are big movements also in the smart TV area to include Web3. So can only be good for Edge Video.
Can only be good, and especially they need to participate. I've been offered an introduction to those guys because, you know, artwork is great, and I think that tangible things like, you know, being able to, you know, do things that are quite real or attached to actual physical objects is a great hotspot. But then, you know, own to earn, own an NFT and it pays you. You know, I think that'll be fantastic, and it's a good way for us to fund the growth of the network.
Yeah. And by the way, there are also other great TV producers aside from Samsung, so this was no advertisement.
Oh no, absolutely.
And there was one question from the community regarding the public sale allocation. So in this version, you have targeted 500K. There was a question if this is only going to Scaleswap. I would like to reply to that as follows. In the acceleration program, we will jointly decide also on the launchpad strategy. So it's not yet fixed. At the end, what counts is the overall success, you know. And this is the biggest goal that we have. And we have in general no problem to do multi-launchpad strategies, you know. Only if we are the accelerator, we don't close the door. If we think that if we enrich it with other launchpads that mostly have not too much overlapping communities, but more complementary communities, but also chain focus, then, and also dependent on the market conditions, we will jointly decide this. But we will definitely make sure that a good portion is going to the Scaleswap community, right, Joe?
Absolutely. I mean, and even if it needs to be reduced, because that doesn't need to be finalized until we've done the private round. I mean, we're starting here from a zero base in terms of, you know, crypto holders, and, you know, for us, 10 users and 100 users is a big deal. Because, you know, we'll be listening to them and learning from them. So a lot of opportunity there. So we'll see what the final number ends up at. And
we have the best community in the world. So the first one could be the best ones at the same time, John.
Well, but the ScaleSCORE is a huge, big difference to us. That tokenomics is really important.
Yeah.
And it seems that our community really loves Edge Video. I see FH, right? It's an excellent project, way better than Theta project.
Wow, that's great. More tokens allocations for them, please.
Love for You is asking when is the IDO sale, and Crypto Rules is writing, I want to privately invest. Yeah, guys, as I said, if you want to invest, reach out to us and we will definitely discuss the details, make KYC and see what would be the best option. And guys, if you love the project, if you want to support it, I remind you that a couple of hours, I think, after this AMA session ends, we will release the community voting. So ensure that you have SCA tokens in your wallet. Go to the Telegram channel, check the link to the community voting, and express your feelings and your thoughts about Edge Video. Plus, of course, also subscribe to the Telegram and other social media channels of Edge Video to support them, and start sharing information and news about Edge Video with your followers and your audience. That is your way to help and to support the project to grow faster and more efficiently. Ralph, before we finish, I know that you already made a few comments about the acceleration program, but since it is really the first AMA where we introduce the startup going under acceleration program by Scaleswap, can you please elaborate it more clearly? What does it mean, the acceleration program in Scaleswap, and why are we talking here about acceleration and not just simply launching IDO or something like that?
Right. So at Scaleswap, we have a pretty individually tailored approach to every project that is approaching us, and we are most likely also the most selective one. So I think 2% are making it from application to launch at the end on our platform. So we really want to maintain that reputation of quality and substance, and not short-term hype. Very important to us. But for us, the main criteria is the quality, substance, and team and the innovation factor, you know, and not if a project is necessarily already there and can have IDO in 1 week. So we are more looking for these basic principles that need to be there, the prerequisites. And if you see, okay, a project is at the very beginning, but has a very high potential, then we tend to say, hey, we have an incubation program. It lasts a little bit longer, you know, we support you in the various angles. Also, this is more suitable to inexperienced founders most of the time, you know, that maybe it's the first startup, they need quite some help also, therefore incubation. But if we see that Joe is very experienced, he's an entrepreneur at heart, so we don't need to incubate Joe and Edge Video. It's therefore more accelerating because there is we have the deep experience in the IDO field with the whole network, with the community, with the strategies, and so we are enriching, let's say, what Edge Video already built. We are adding that whole IDO layer and also crypto fundraising layer where we support advisory and strategic support to Edge Video, and this we call acceleration, everything what belongs to this package. So this is a little bit a differentiator, and the third option is direct going into an IDO when the project is already pretty mature, but if they also already build considerable social media following on all main channels. So there are quite some prerequisites, you know. So therefore we take it pretty individual. We look at the project, if the potential is there, and as we said at the beginning, we always want to have our community involved. Therefore, we make an introduction with every project that is potentially going into incubation or acceleration. We do an AMA, we present it, we make a voting afterwards. Because the voice of our community is very important in this process.
Indeed. And speaking about community voice, I don't remember if it was already announced or not, but I remind to everyone that on Friday this week, on January 21st at 3 p.m. European time, we will have another community talk with Scaleswap founders and, of course, our dear community. And during this live talk, we will also announce a special program for those who are interested to participate not only in IDOs, but also in the private rounds of the incubated, accelerated projects. And we will also talk more about Edge Video and other updates from Scaleswap. So don't forget to join us this Friday, 3 p.m. European time in Germany, France, Netherlands, Spain, Switzerland, 3 p.m. See you then. And Joe, you are truly amazing. I'm really glad that we are here today with you. Really happy to learn about Edge Video on this not early stage of the development. You are quite mature technologically and progress-wise, but early stage of your crypto path, entering the crypto market. I believe that this is truly innovative approach, and myself, I've never heard before about watch to play concept. Guys, share in the comments to this video if you ever heard about watch to play concept yourself somewhere. Yeah, and Joe, good luck with Edge Video. I'm sure it can skyrocket, has all the potential.
Absolutely. And thank you too, Ralph. And thanks everyone for joining. I really appreciate the participation and the questions.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Joe. Thank you, Nelly. It was
thank
a
you, Ralph.
like always. And community voting will be live very, very soon. We will make an announcement in Telegram when it's live.
And of course, thanks a lot to all those who are watching us today. Thank you for being with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.